We were told it was the global reserve currency, the bedrock of the entire modern financial world, an unshakable pillar of strength that would stand for all time. We were sold a lie, a beautiful, comforting, and utterly devastating lie. The truth, the one they never wanted you to hear, is that the collapse of the US dollar was not a sudden, unpredictable event like a meteor strike, but a slow, deliberate, and meticulously planned dismantling that has been happening right in front of our eyes for decades. Think about it, really think. For years, you felt it in your bones, a quiet unease every time you went to the grocery store and saw the prices of milk and bread silently creeping higher and higher. You felt it when you filled up your gas tank, watching the numbers spin faster than they used to, a dizzying blur that left your wallet lighter and your spirit heavier. You felt it when you read the news about record-breaking stock markets while simultaneously reading about record-breaking household debt, a confusing paradox that didn't add up. These weren't isolated incidents of bad luck or simple inflation. These were the symptoms, the early warning tremors of the financial earthquake that is now upon us. The story they fed us was one of perpetual growth and stability, a narrative carefully crafted by the very institutions that were profiting from our ignorance. They told us that printing endless amounts of money, trillions upon trillions of dollars out of thin air, would have no consequences. They told us that outsourcing our entire manufacturing base, our ability to actually make things, was a smart economic strategy. They told us that tying the entire world's economy to the whims of our political system was a formula for lasting peace and prosperity. But a house built on a foundation of debt, delusion, and deindustrialization cannot stand forever. The cracks are no longer just cracks, they are chasms, widening by the day, and the first domino has already fallen. You saw it with the Iraqi dinar, a story many of you followed for years, a test case that was quickly dismissed and swept under the rug by the mainstream financial media. They called it a fringe theory, a fantasy for conspiracy theorists. But what they called a fantasy was in reality a preview, a live-fire exercise for the global reset that is now underway. The move against the dinar was a signal, a shot across the bow to every nation on earth that had previously considered challenging the dollar's supremacy. It was a demonstration of raw financial power, but it was also a display of profound weakness, a desperate act that revealed just how fragile the entire system had become. When you have to crush the monetary system of another country to prove your own is still strong, you are not demonstrating strength. You are admitting to a deep, systemic fear. And that fear is now metastasizing, spreading from the exotic currency markets to the very heart of your daily life. It's in the empty shelf space where your favorite products used to be, a silent testament to broken supply chains that are not just delayed but fundamentally severed. It's in the quiet desperation of small business owners who can no longer get loans to keep their doors open, not because they aren't creditworthy, but because the banks are secretly hoarding liquidity, preparing for a storm they know is coming. It's in the pension fund statements that your grandparents rely on, statements that show paper gains but mask a terrifying reality of illiquid assets and derivatives exposure that could vaporize a lifetime of savings in a single trading session. This is not a drill. This is the controlled demolition of the American dream, and we are all trapped inside the building. But here is the most critical thing you must understand right now. If you are just realizing this now, you are already dangerously behind. The people who orchestrated this system, the ones who are now pulling the levers to bring it down in a controlled fashion, they saw this coming decades ago. They have prepared. They have built bunkers, moved assets into tangible goods like gold and farmland, and secured their own positions for the chaos they knowingly created. They have left the rest of us, the ordinary people, to fight for the scraps. But it is not too late for you to understand the timeline and, more importantly, to take the specific, actionable steps I will lay out for you to not just survive, but to potentially thrive in the new system that emerges from the ashes of the old. The first phase of the collapse is already over. We are now entering the second and most dangerous phase. And what I need you to do right now, before this video goes a second further, is to hit that like button and subscribe with notifications on, because the information I am about to reveal in the next segment is so critical, so time-sensitive, that you cannot afford to miss a single word. Your financial future depends on what you do in the next 10 minutes. So what is this terrifying second phase, and why is it happening right now? The first phase was the silent cancer, the slow poisoning of the system through debt and devaluation that we just discussed. This second phase is the heart attack, the sudden, violent seizure of the entire financial circulatory system. It begins not with a stock market crash, as many are expecting, but with a liquidity crisis of unimaginable scale. Imagine for a moment that the entire global economy is a giant game of musical chairs, where the US dollar is the music. For decades, the music has been playing, and everyone has found a chair, trading pieces of paper and digital digits in a dizzying dance of perceived value. But now, the music is about to stop. The Federal Reserve, in a desperate bid to combat the very inflation they created, is turning off the spigot, raising interest rates and pulling dollars out of circulation. This is the equivalent of removing chairs from the game, one by one. The result will be a frantic, panicked scramble where there are simply not enough real dollars to cover the trillions upon trillions of dollar-denominated debt and derivatives that exist in the world. This is not a theory, this is basic mathematics. When the music stops, corporations and even entire nations will find themselves unable to roll over their debt or make basic payments. They will be left standing, exposed, and insolvent. This is the moment the bail-in protocols you may have heard whispers about will be activated. Your bank account, which you have always believed to be your money, will legally be reclassified as an unsecured liability of the bank itself. When the bank fails, and many will, they will have the authority to freeze your accounts and convert your hard-earned savings into shares of the now worthless bank. Your money will simply vanish from your digital screen, converted into equity in a corpse. This is the brutal reality of the modern financial system, a reality they have carefully legislated into existence while you weren't looking. Following this, we will see the first wave of mandatory capital controls. You will wake up one morning to news reports of a bank holiday, a euphemism for the government locking you out of your own assets, for your own protection. When the banks finally reopen, there will be new, draconian rules in place. Limits on how much cash you can withdraw per week, per month. Scrutiny on any transfer you make above a certain paltry amount. The goal will be simple: to trap the remaining capital within the system, to prevent a full-blown bank run, and to force you to use digital currency that they can track, tax, and control with the flip of a switch. This is the gateway to the Central Bank Digital Currency System, the CBDC, which is the endgame of this entire operation. It will be marketed to you as a convenience, a modern, safe, and efficient form of money. But in reality, it will be the ultimate tool of surveillance and control. Every transaction you make, from a cup of coffee to a donation to a political cause, will be recorded, monitored, and potentially approved or denied by a central authority. They will have the power to impose expiration dates on your money to force you to spend it, to program it so it can only be used for approved items, and to simply turn your entire financial life off if you step out of line. This is the dystopian future that is being built right now in plain sight, and the liquidity crisis is the trigger that will be used to usher it in. But even this is just the economic shockwave. The real, tangible pain will hit you where you live, in your home and at your dinner table. This is when the supply chain, already fractured, will fully and completely snap. The empty shelves you saw during the pandemic were a gentle preview. What is coming is the permanent disappearance of non-essential goods. Think the medicine you rely on, the parts needed to repair your car, the components that keep the power grid running. We are about to enter an era of permanent scarcity, where the concept of just going to the store to buy another one will become a relic of a bygone era. This is the direct consequence of a global dollar collapse, because international trade, the very lifeblood of our modern consumer society, is conducted in dollars. When that mechanism breaks, the ships stop sailing, the planes stop flying, and the flow of goods grinds to a halt. Your standard of living is about to plummet in ways that are difficult to even comprehend. But listen to me carefully, because this is the turning point. While this sounds hopeless, it is not. Understanding this timeline is your single greatest advantage. The window to prepare is still open, but it is closing fast. What you do in the next few days will determine whether you become a victim of this crisis or one of the few who navigates it successfully. I am going to give you the exact, actionable blueprint in the final segment, but I need to know you are committed to your own survival. If you are still watching this, it means you are one of the awake ones. Do not let this information paralyze you with fear. Let it fuel you into action. In the comments below, I want you to type the words, "I am awake." This is not just for me, it is for you. It is a declaration, a commitment to yourself that you will not go gently into this financial night. It also helps the YouTube algorithm show this life-saving information to other awake individuals who are desperately searching for answers. Do it now, then keep watching. Your future self will thank you for it. So here we are, at the precipice. You now understand the lie and the terrifying mechanics of the second phase, the controlled demolition. But knowledge without action is worthless. This final segment is your blueprint, your manifesto for not just surviving, but emerging from the coming storm stronger and more financially sovereign than you ever thought possible. The old world of paper assets and digital digits is dying. The new world, whether we like it or not, will be built on tangible, real things. Your first and most immediate priority is to quietly and methodically move a portion of your savings out of the digital banking system and into physical assets they cannot freeze, bail in, or program. This is not about doom prepping. This is about basic financial hygiene. I am talking about holding real, physical gold and silver in your own possession. Not paper ETFs, not futures contracts, but coins and bars that you can hold in your hand. This is money that has no counterparty risk, that has been storing value for thousands of years, and that will act as an anchor while the paper financial system implodes. Your second priority is to secure your liquidity and your ability to transact outside the system. This means holding a meaningful amount of cash, in small denominations, in a secure location at home. When the banks close for their holiday, or when the digital networks go down, cash will be king for a short, critical period. It will buy you food, fuel, and time. Alongside this, you must begin diversifying into decentralized digital assets like Bitcoin. Understand this clearly. I am not talking about speculation. I am talking about sovereignty. A non-confiscatable, borderless, decentralized store of value that exists outside the traditional banking system. Learn how to self-custody your coins in a cold wallet. Do not leave them on an exchange that will be the first to be shut down or frozen when the state cracks down. This is your digital lifeboat. Your third priority is to radically localize your life. The global supply chain is breaking. Your dependence on it is your greatest vulnerability. Start now. Build a deep pantry of non-perishable food and essential supplies, not for a week, but for months. This is not hoarding. It is creating a personal buffer against the coming scarcity. Learn a practical skill. Can you fix things? Grow food? Provide medical aid? In the new economy, tangible skills will be more valuable than a spreadsheet. Forge relationships with your neighbors. The community you build today will be your most valuable security network tomorrow. Barter and local trade will resurge as the national currency falters. Know who the farmers are, who the mechanics are, who the nurses are. Become an indispensable part of a local, resilient web. Now, let's talk about your retirement funds, your 401k, the nest egg you've worked your entire life for. It is currently a sitting duck, trapped in the very system that is being dismantled. You must explore lawful strategies to get this capital out of Wall Street and into self-directed IRAs that allow you to hold physical assets like gold or even certain cryptocurrencies. This is a complex process and you must do it correctly, but the goal is to convert your paper wealth into real, holdable assets before the system claims them through bail-ins or hyperinflation. This is the single most important financial move you may ever make. Finally, fortify your mind. What is coming will be psychologically brutal. The media will be used as a weapon to spread fear and confusion. You will see things that will shock you. Your trust in institutions will be completely shattered. You must build an inner citadel of calm, rational thought. Turn off the mainstream news. Curate your information diet from independent, critical thinking sources. Prepare yourself mentally for a world that looks very different, and understand that this is not the end, but a painful and necessary transition. The collapse of the dollar is not the end of the world. It is the end of a corrupt and unsustainable system. From its ashes, a new one will be built. The question is, what role will you play in it? Will you be a victim, scrambling for scraps, or will you be an architect, having preserved your wealth and your sanity, ready to help rebuild? The choice is yours, and the time to choose is now. This is your call to action. This is your moment of decision. If this video has saved you years of confusion and given you a clear path forward, then I need you to do 3 things for me right now. First, share this video with everyone you care about. Share it discreetly, but share it urgently. They don't have to believe you now, but when the events we've detailed begin to unfold, they will remember you sent them this, and it will be the most valuable gift you could have ever given them. Second, go down into the comments and engage with this community of awake individuals. Share your own preparation tips, ask questions, and build this network of knowledge and support. We are stronger together. And finally, hit the notification bell and subscribe, because this channel is now your lifeline. In the coming days and weeks, I will be breaking down each of these survival steps in exact, meticulous detail, giving you the specific models, the trusted sources, and the actionable plans you need to navigate each phase of this crisis. Do not wander into the darkness unprepared. You are not alone in this. The information is here. The path is clear. Your mission begins now.